Early game skill builds are actually a little bit silly. Now, this information is probably coming way too late for the majority of players. However, if you are a new player, you're just starting the division, this will really help you out. Or if you ever fancy just going back and playing the story, or potentially even getting into the speedrun scene of trying to get through the story as quick as possible, this is actually going to be pretty damn viable for you. And it all literally just comes down to how the game scales itself early game, like levels 1 to level 30, and then when you hit Warlords of New York, level 30 to level 40. The difference with level 30 to 40 is we're able to get level 30 regulars, so that is mostly going to win. But what I'm going to be showing here is still pretty damn viable. Now, this actually makes complete sense when you just look at it. And it's pretty damn simple. Like, as we know, at level 40, a red core weapon damage is 15%. A blue core armor is 170,000. A yellow core is 1 skill tier. So, at lower levels, here we have an image of a level 11 chest. It has 1.3 weapon damage on it. It's just under halfway. You could probably say at max this is going to be like 4.5, maybe 5% weapon damage. Not a lot. We're literally missing 10% weapon damage, but we're scaling upwards. It's level 11, we're playing at level 40. The difference in scaling makes sense. This is a blue core at level 4, 42,458. Again, difference in scaling, level 4 to level 40, there is going to be a difference. It makes sense. However, just to throw a spanner in the works, we've got a level 4 holster, a level 5 chest. They both have +1 skill tier. Even at level 19, +1 skill tier. What this essentially means, because you don't exactly level up your drones, your turrets, your shields, they're basically the same level throughout the majority of the gameplay. I believe there is a slight change if you're playing base game and then you jump to Warlords of New York. I believe so, probably wrong. But technically speaking, where you're able to get skill tier 6, early game, like levels 1 to 30, skill builds are the most powerful build in the game because they essentially jump straight to what is essentially level 30 scaling, even if you're only level 5. As we can see here, the max skill damage roll we're able to get on a level 4 piece is 5%. At level 40 it's 10%. Now if we add this up across all of our pieces, we're only missing a total of 30% skill damage, the additive value of skill damage across the entire build. If we then add in the fact that we're not going to have our level 1000 plus SHD watch, we then can equate to missing 40% skill damage of the base value is missing from our overall build. Now when I did a previous build where I compared expertise onto different skills, I did find that 10% skill damage equates to approximately 4% total skill damage. So if we're missing a total of 40% skill damage, that means we're only missing 16% total skill damage. So depending on how you build and how lucky you are with the pieces you get going through the story, if you're able to get skill tier 6, level or 5% skill damage rolls, maybe get some tech support or kinetic momentum on there, the difference between a level 1 skill build and a level 30 skill build is a total of 16%. That's it. And if we do the exact same thing but for DPS builds, considering the highest you can really get your crit chance around like level 10 is like 22% crit chance, maybe 50%, 60% critical hit damage if you're, 67% if you're running a rifle. Yeah, and just the simple fact of you've got so many more things to worry about. A skill tier is a skill tier, it doesn't change, whereas weapon damage was going to fluctuate up and down. Getting crit chance, crit damage rolls, headshot, handling, etc, etc. The difference between like a level 1 to 5 DPS build and a level 30 DPS build is like 60% more it ends up being bizarre. Skill builds early game are absolutely Fruit Looped. They are nuts. An added bonus to this is typically when going through the story, the weapons are overscaled, if that makes any form of sense. So you essentially don't really need that much weapon damage or that much crit chance or that much headshot to make a build actually viable between level 1s and 30. You basically just need a semi-decent weapon that you enjoy. If you now put to skill tier 6, give yourself a drone and a shield, you have a skill tier 6 shield, which is going to be incredibly tanky at this level, and a drone that is probably going to actually do more damage than you, but you're still doing viable, worthwhile damage at this level with something like even an ACR at level 10 with near enough 0 weapon damage or crit rolls or whatsoever. The weapon itself will be more than viable. So going for a skill build early on is very, very much a done thing, even if you don't just do a full-on skill build. If you can, and you've got time and you're wanting to just experiment a little bit, go to skill tier 6, get some skill damage, get some crit chance, get something along the lines of combined arms that will help you out with both, well, not so much your weapon damage, but shooting things increases your skill damage. You could then also just add in kinetic momentum if you're feeling brave, glass cannon, overwatch to help both you and your skills. There are very, very, very powerful options early game simply just because of how it scales. Now, like I said at the start of this video, this is probably not going to help that many people. And if you're anything like me, the worst thing in the world is going back to the start of the game to do it all again. But if you are one of those weirdos that likes playing through the story, skill builds are definitely the best option early game. There are other options that can outperform it, but these are normally speedrunner strats. Something that Ronan likes doing is trying to complete the base storyline, levels 1 to 30, as fast as humanly possible. And one of the things he likes doing is trying to find Headhunter, I believe, with some form of shotgun, and that's basically just GG, well done game. But he's actively gone out of his way to farm varying different pieces at varying levels, and he has them all in his chest. He's literally got god rolled purple gear at level 10. The man's a monster. But for us filthy casuals that like to just run around, go pew 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 and have fun, or if you are starting a new game, new to the game itself, or just revisiting the story, try skill builds. You'll probably be quite surprised. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you've learned something. If not, I do apologise. But in the meantime, have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health.